Hey, what's up team? Brandon here from Go HQ, bringing you the full breakdown for today's workout. So we have a barbell in play today. We've got some deadlifts ahead of you, and then we have a fun Metcon of Russian kettlebell swings and box jumps. So let's get you guys moving. Right into it. We are gonna go for 400-meter run and a 400-meter row. Now, if you're either on restriction, in some kind, maybe you're not running, or maybe you don't even have access to a rower, I will take 800 meters of either, right? So you can either row 800 meters or run 800 meters, but I would love 400 of each if you have access to both pieces of gear. Once we've gotten through that, we are gonna move into 3 rounds, 1 Cobra Down Dog, then you're gonna step right into Lizard for 10 seconds per leg, followed by 10 good mornings. So for your Cobra Down Dog, guys, we are gonna be on our front, hands outside the chest, squeeze those elbows in, and then we are gonna tighten our butt and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Don't worry about coming up too high, guys. Just come up to where you are naturally kind of limited, and then come back down, and then do a push-up, and then shift into down dog. So we're in a push-up position, hands are outside the shoulders, feet are hip width. We're gonna press our hips up, heels down, and I'm pressing pretty hard through the palms and shoulders, let my head hang, and we're feeling that big stretch through the hams and calves. So that's your down dog. Then we're gonna step into Lizard. So I just took a big giant step all the way to where I have a vertical shin. My hands are just inside of that leg. We're gonna hold that for 10 seconds, sinking those hips down, and then switch legs, 10 seconds on the other side, and then you can bail out. So hopefully there's a little flow to all of that. And then we're gonna go 10 good mornings. So you can do this with a bar, a band. I'm gonna use just a white bar because I'm warming up, but feel free to progress the resistance through the 3 rounds of good mornings. So I'm gonna back rack this bar, feet are hip width. I'm gonna set my spine neutral, and then I'm going to hinge at the hip until I feel a big pull on my hamstrings, and then squeeze my butt and hamstrings to come back upright. So at no point do I want to start to relax and round out my spine where it looks like I have bad posture here. That sucks. We should look like this in the bottom position, not like this, okay? So, running, rowing, and then 3 rounds of 1 Cobra Down Dog, 10 seconds per leg Lizard, followed by 10 good mornings. Again, progress those good mornings as you see fit, because we are going to deadlifts, so we do want to warm up that backside. Next up, deadlifts. I am bringing out a barbell today. So over the past 8 weeks or so, I haven't really touched a barbell much. So let's get one going. If you guys have weights other than a barbell, so you've got dumbbells, you've got kettlebells, whatever, feel free to deadlift with that equipment. Get creative with how you maybe incorporate bands so that you can load it up a little bit more. And then of course you can also change the rep scheme that we're doing today to be more appropriate. So we're gonna assume today though that we've got access to a barbell. Here's our set and rep scheme. We're gonna do 2 sets of 10 followed by 3 sets of 8. And if we haven't been on the barbell in a while and we've just been kind of doing modified workouts at home, we're actually only gonna get to about 50% of our 1 RM by the last set. So we're trying to ease back into barbell loading, guys. We are not just picking up where we left off 8 weeks ago, okay? So for the deadlift, my feet are about hip width apart. I'm gonna come down, get a shoulder width grip on the bar. We're gonna do overhand right here. The bar is gonna be wheeled in nice and close to my shins. So in my setup, my hips are above my knees, my shoulders are above my hips. I've got my lumbar curve visible. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm not doing this, okay? So once all of those things are nice and locked in, I'm gonna brace and stand. And then on the way down, I'm going to hinge over. Main rule here being keep my neutral curve of my back. I'm gonna delay that knee bend, so I'm coming down until I just clear my knees. That is my cue to bend those knees, and hopefully I found my bottom position where I first started, okay? So take your time on this setup position, and then also take your time on the descent to clear those knees for a moment, okay? So, 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, you're climbing in weight the whole way through. So by the end of that thing, you're ending at about 50% of your 1 rep max for that final set of 8, okay? And then you're just resting between sets. You probably only need 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes tops between sets today, because that's not a particularly heavy loading program, okay? Then let's warm up for our Metcon. So ideally, we've got 2 pieces of gear in play today. We've got a box or something safe to jump on. Maybe it's a super stable, picnic table bench or whatever you guys have been working with at home. That's cool, but I'm just gonna be getting into a regular plyo box here. And then I've got my trusty kettlebell. So here's the workout ahead of you. For time, 21, 15, 9 Russian kettlebell swings and box jumps. So assuming you've got the gear, normal loading would apply. Fellows would be using a 53-pound kettlebell, ladies 35-pound kettlebell. Fellows would be jumping on a 24-inch box. Ladies would be jumping on a 20-inch box, but of course scale as needed like you normally would. So for the kettlebell swing, we are going to get a nice tight core. We just went over all of that stuff for the deadlift. It is the same hinge that we did for the warm-up for the good mornings and for the strength for deadlifts. So I want that neutral spine visible at all times. And we're just going to be popping those hips up violently. That will throw our arms off of the legs. Boom. And I'm going to squeeze my butt to do that. And with the Russian style swing, we only need to bring this thing to about eye level, right? So I don't need to get this thing overhead. I'm just gonna go about here, okay? So 21 of those, 21 jumps, so 2-foot takeoff, 2-foot landing. When you land, stand to full extension before coming back down, and then repeat. You are welcome to jump down. That's just not a standard. It's an option for speed, okay? So what I don't want you guys to do is like this sort of a thing where you aren't standing. So once you land, stand, then come on down. So as fast as you can go safely, 21 swings, 21 jumps, 15 swings, 15 jumps, 9 swings, 9 jumps, boom, stop the clock. Your Metcon is done. Should be a pretty fast one, guys. We're looking at only a couple minutes to get that couplet done. So try to stay on the gas, okay? So coming off of Murph, for those of you that did Murph, that's obviously a pretty long-winded one. I'm hoping following that up with a really short one will help jack that heart rate up just a bit. Cool, cool. So that is your Metcon. Let's cash out with some core work to finish today's workout. So this is for quality, not for time. We're gonna go 3 rounds, 8 toes to bar, and 10 per side planks for the obliques. So I am not gonna do a full toes to bar breakdown today. We're gonna be doing movement breakdowns in the near future. So if you have access to a pull-up bar and you are familiar with toes to bar, I would love to see 8 toes to bar, okay? That's not strict. You're welcome to kip. We're just getting some skills going again. If you don't have access to a pull-up bar or you're not ready for toes to bar, you can scale this to be V-ups. So I'll take 8 V-ups instead of the 8 toes to bar. We've been working on V-ups in our videos a lot. If you do have access to a pull-up bar, but you're maybe not ready for toes to bar, you don't want to kip for whatever reason, cool, I'll take a hanging, just strict knee raise, okay? So 8 reps there, one way or another. We're gonna pair that, guys, with side planks, which is this one. So we want your elbow under your shoulder, your side lying, legs are stacked, free hand is on the waist or on the hip somewhere ideally. It can come down to assist if needed, but we want to drop your hip to the floor and then lift it as high as humanly possible 10 times and then switch sides. And you should feel, so when I'm on this side, I'm on my right arm, I'm feeling my right obliques. Okay, so that's the side you should be focusing on. Again, take your time, feel free to rest as long as needed before those sets. We would like those 8 toes to bar to be unbroken ideally, and the 10 per side planks to also be unbroken. So rest long enough to maintain unbrokenness through that core work, okay? So hopefully you enjoy your workout today, guys. Deadlifts, kettlebell swings, box jumps, all good things there. Hit it hard, stay safe out there, guys. We'll see you next time.